Super fluffy and moist chocolate chip muffins are a classic for a reason. They're easy to make, absolutely delicious, and just a huge crowd pleaser. Everybody loves them. They're a staple in every coffee shop. They're just perfect. Today I'm going to show you how to make my version with a little twist. Today we're going to be adding brown butter, which is just going to give them a gorgeous bakery style flavor. So let's get straight into it. As you can see in front of me, we've got all our ingredients. The great thing about muffins is they're a 1 bowl recipe, so everything just goes into a big bowl. We've got caster sugar, brown butter. I've made this ahead of time to let it cool. Then we've got plain flour, baking powder, bicarbonate of soda, vanilla extract, and milk. There's a few other ingredients, but we'll get to those later. And this recipe actually requires 300 ml of buttermilk. I've only got regular milk here. I just never remember to buy any buttermilk, but you can easily make your own buttermilk in just 5 minutes using some white wine vinegar. And all we're going to do is pour 1 tablespoon of this into the milk, mix it together, let it sit for 5 minutes, and then you have a homemade version of buttermilk. It works the exact same way and helps create that really nice fluffy and moist muffin that we're after today. So what we're going to add into our bowl next is our brown butter, and like I said, I've made this ahead of time so it's cool, making sure we get all the lovely brown milk specks because that's what's going to give these muffins their amazing flavor. So next up, we're going to go in with 2 medium room temperature eggs, and then we're going to retrieve our buttermilk and pour that into the bowl too, followed by 60 ml of a neutral oil. I've got sunflower oil today, but you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, avocado oil, I think. Anything like that that hasn't got a strong taste. So olive oil wouldn't work for this as it's going to affect the flavor of the muffins. And the reason that we add our milk and oil is because those are what's going to create a really nice moist muffin. The buttermilk just gives it that lovely fluffy but super moist texture. And then once all our wet ingredients are in our bowl, we're going to take a hand balloon whisk and mix everything together until fully combined. It might look a little bit weird, curdled or lumpy at this point. That's absolutely fine because adding in our dry ingredients will fix that. So next up, we're going to be adding 250 grams of caster sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And the reason we've only got caster sugar is because it's so light, it's just going to help raise these muffins up in the oven, keep them really nice, thick and fluffy, and not create a dense texture. So we're going to add those in and mix to combine once more. And now we move on to our dry ingredients. So we've got 350 grams of plain flour, and I'm going to sift that in with a small sieve just to make sure there's no lumps. Then we've got 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, lots and lots of this to give us that rise, and then half a teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda. And that helps us get those really nice like crinkles on the top. We're going to add all of those in and mix again. Firstly again with our balloon whisk just to get out any of the lumps. Then we're going to switch over to a spatula just so that we don't overmix, because if we overmix, the muffins can become a bit dense. So we're now going to be left with our delicious batter, which smells absolutely incredible. And again, if there are any really small tiny lumps in the batter, don't worry, they all get baked away in the oven. Finally, we're going to add in our chocolate chips. I've got milk chocolate chips today and some milk chocolate chunks. For classic muffins, I feel like either dark chocolate or milk chocolate chips are sort of like the way to go. So I'm going to add most of these into the batter and stir those through until they're evenly distributed. I'm going to save a few for the top just to sprinkle on the muffins before they go in the oven. I'm going to sort of put in about 3/4 of this pack and then all of the chocolate chunks. The muffin batter is now complete and looking absolutely incredible. So what we're going to do now is actually let the batter rest for 20 minutes while we preheat our oven to 200 degrees fan. And the reason that we actually let this rest is because it's going to help firstly develop the flavor, and secondly help them rise in the oven and get that lovely shape that we want for these muffins. Then once the batter has successfully set, we're going to line a muffin tray with cupcake cases, and then using either a large spoon or a cookie scoop, we're going to start scooping the batter into the cupcake cases, making sure there's an even amount in each one, and also filling them quite high, almost to the top, because that's going to help us get that lovely height that we're looking for. And also the way that we bake these is we actually bake them on 200 if it's a fan oven for 5 minutes. And the reason we do that is because that blast of really hot heat is going to push them up. I know I keep saying that throughout this whole tutorial, but everything we're doing is going to give them that really nice height. And then we turn the temperature down so that they don't burn. And also before they go in the oven, we're just going to sprinkle the remaining chocolate chips on top of each one, pushing them down a little bit so that they don't burn when baked. They sort of need to be half in the batter, half out sort of thing, and that should protect them. I would start checking them after 10 minutes and see how they're looking. You'll know they're done when they're a light golden brown color. You can also do the skewer test by dipping one in the middle and it will come out completely dry. If they're ready, we don't want any raw batter on the skewer. I'll report back when they're done. And so that's how to make a classic chocolate chip muffin with a brown butter twist. They just smell absolutely incredible. The brown butter has really done bits, fluffy in the middle but have that classic crunch on the top. They're best served warm with the melted chocolate chips. They're just absolutely perfect. You guys are gonna absolutely love these if you're just looking for something quick and easy and simple. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me to learn how to make these today. If you did enjoy this video, then don't forget to hit the like button. Also, be sure to let me know in the comments what else you'd like me to make. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week for a new video.